Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Urban Legends video. I thought I would mix another one of these in here while I'm continuing with your cryptids and monsters suggestions. This one once again comes from the urbanlegendsonline.com website. This one interestingly having to do with a topic that I just came back from a vacation from. So the other week I was there in Las Vegas, and there's definitely a presence associated with this topic there, not just when it comes to the shows that are there, but also from the people that you see in and around the area and some of the famous landmarks associated with the celebrity. But in this case, it has to do with an urban legend tied to Elvis Presley. That's right, the king himself. Although this one, you definitely want to take a grain of salt when you hear this information. But as always, I just present these as is, and it's up for yourself to decide. So the topic or the actual title of the theme is this: Elvis Presley hidden in witness protection program. That's right. Apparently the king was alive for all this time, and he was there in a program involving the government. So without further ado, let me go ahead and I'll share this urban legend. Then I'll give my own thoughts and opinions, and I'll make a recommendation, a good one there in Las Vegas too, in just a few minutes. So here's what this urban legend states. Earlier this month, an 80-year-old homeless, white bearded man was found deceased under an overpass in San Diego, California. Nobody knew the man's name, but friends referred to him as Jesse. Investigators decided to try DNA testing with the hopes that something would pop up in a nationwide DNA database. What came up on the computer screen in the high-tech lab stunned everyone. The DNA results of Jesse Doe were an exact match to the one and only Elvis Aaron Presley. Lab technician Robert Brensdale said he and his lab assistant, Madeline Hedgespeth, laughed when the name popped up. We thought somebody somewhere, somehow in the system pulled the greatest and most elaborate prank on us ever, and so we both laughed with hysteria for about an hour. Brensdale told Jerry Hardin of the Hollywood Word, a new entertainment publication based out of Los Angeles. Brensdale and Hedgepeth then went to their superior with laughter, as if he were the one behind this prank. They were told down to simmer down and then stay quiet, that this was no laughing matter. From there, the results went up the ladder to the FBI and the CIA. Now, weeks later, FBI spokesperson Philip Hunter has revealed that the deceased man's body was actually the body of Elvis Presley, who had been in the witness protection program since 1977. Mr. Presley was placed in the program under a voluntary basis. He was not a witness to any crime or anything like that. Once he had met President Nixon, the two became great friends, and Mr. Presley wanted out of his life. He wanted to be an unknown, so President Nixon made this possible. Yes, it is official. Elvis Presley was really alive all that time, and only a handful of people knew it, and most of which were no longer with us. Then that's it. That's everything associated with this urban legend. This, again, take with a grain of salt urban legend. So let's talk about that here. So, can you imagine that? Apparently, the king himself was basically alive this whole time, ended up actually living all the way until 80 years old, but he was involved in the witness protection program. This story, this urban legend reads like that newsprint. I forget what it's called. Daily something weekly, daily something out there, but it's the one that you always see in the grocery stores, and they'll have the most made up images on the front. Like it'll show something like a bat-like child, and it'll say the queen gives birth to a bat-like child, something like that. Like, or it'll showcase something else just truly utterly bizarre, like a Bigfoot walking up to the White House, and somehow it's supposed to be the truth. I've Somebody in the comments let me know again what that thing is, but it's out there, and this is this is the ones that are always there in the grocery stores. I know that they print these just mainly out of humor, but also maybe just, I don't know, to get people interested in this stuff. Who knows? I don't know if they print them basically knowing that the information there is something for people to decide upon. But either way, though, this is what essentially what this particular urban legend reads like. So if we are to believe this, Elvis Presley apparently made friends with President Nixon. He wanted out of the celebrity life. President Nixon was able to do this and then transfer him to the witness protection program. But wait, besides that, somewhere along the way during that timeline, up until he was 80 years old, he also ended up becoming homeless. And then not only that, but he was found somewhere in an overpass in San Diego, California, unfortunately deceased. And then that was the end of Elvis Presley himself. Again, huge grain of salt when it comes to all this, because obviously, with regards to what really happened to Elvis Presley, there's history that shows what happened to him. And then you've got his estate and everyone else managing his legacy from here on out for who knows how many years, doing it very well. In fact, even though he's been deceased for this long, he still has number one hits. Like basically his image, his legacy, his songs, they still remain out there as popular as ever. And again, in the world of Las Vegas, he still has a very lasting image. Again, I was just there the other week, and there's some shows there. One that I highly recommend is called All Shook Up. Really good show when it comes to a tribute to Elvis Presley. You can see it several times throughout the year too, because it'll actually have a changing theme. So, like last time I was there during the Christmas time, and so Elvis was singing, and he was doing a lot of songs related to Christmas, so it helps differentiate things. But otherwise, really, really good show. That's my recommendation that I was mentioning earlier. But then obviously, there's other hallmarks associated with Elvis there, from all the wedding chapels that have him, quote unquote, him officiating, and then all those people that are walking around in the Elvis attire, ready to take pictures with tourists, and then other landmarks associated with him. So, again, the idea that he somehow ended up in the witness protection program and ended up becoming homeless and then being found somewhere in an overpass, huge grain of salt. It reads exactly like that article, like that newspaper thing that I was mentioning earlier that you find in the grocery stores. But let me know what you guys and gals think with regards to this story. If anyone else has any more info, anything else I missed on this urban legend, let me know in the comments below. All right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care.